Law enforcement officers are there to keep people safe, but what happens when citizens start impersonating police? Trying to wield authority and power they don't really have. This is Brendan Wasinski, an 18-year-old security guard. On September 9th, 2019, Brendan stopped a vehicle using fake emergency lighting. From the stop, Brendan waved at Officer Danny Enzo, who was driving by, catching the real cop's attention. Seeing a man in plain clothes performing a traffic stop, Enzo doubled back, but little did he know who he was getting involved with and how they would act.
You gotta talk to her for a minute.
Here we see the impersonator's lack of situational awareness, as the actual officer initiates his emergency lighting and walks within feet of the suspect without reaction. Usually law enforcement academies teach high-level situational awareness to assist officers assess threat, which Mr. Wasinski is clearly lacking. However, it wouldn't be long before the actual officer caught on.
I know, I'm under-equipped.
Okay, because normally, dude, if you're out here, man, if you're making a traffic stop, you're just gonna have to stop, dude. Alright? Are you... you say you work for Bernalillo Sheriff's?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have an ID with you?
I mean, this is all I got. I mean, like I said, I'm under-equipped. I was just heading over there to the courthouse.
To the courthouse for what?
To get my crap.
Okay.
We could see how nervous young Brendan is, shifting from side to side, remaining stiff and clasping his hands in front. Mr. Wasinski informs the officer he works for the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office, even pointing to a badge. It's clear this impersonator wasn't expecting to get caught, as if you look closely, you could see a nervous tick, preceded by a face touch. Touching our face is a self-soothing technique, which allows our body to momentarily relieve stress. Unfortunately for Brendan, his lies would eventually catch up to him.
I know, it makes no sense. I caught him going 120 down I-40.
Okay. Why do you have lights on this vehicle?
Personal? I know.
Do you have an ID with you at all?
No, I keep it on my uniform.
You really know your own story's bad when you admit, quote, "It makes no sense," end quote. Here, the fake officer cannot even provide his ID, something a real cop would carry constantly.
And I'm not here to mess with you, man. It's just the thing is, yeah, he was speeding, dude. You could have called it in. And, because if you get into shooting, you're screwed.
Right.
All right, man.
I understand.
Right.
For starters, I know this looks really bad.
Right.
This looks really bad. This screams whacker.
Right. How long you been on?
About 3 years.
Okay. I've been on for like 13 years. All right, so I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I'm not saying that I've never done anything to against protocol, but you need to be a little bit more careful, all right? So just do me a favor, hang tight for a second, okay?
Wasinski describes himself as a whacker, which is slang for an annoying, over-enthusiastic amateur officer. This attempts to shift blame from him, making a poor decision to him being new, which is silly, considering rookie officers tend to be hyper-vigilant of policy, as they're easier to get rid of. The suspect also says he's been a law enforcement officer for 3 years, making him at least 21 years old, which wouldn't match the date of birth listed in the MDT, exposing him for lying, as you will see shortly.
Hey, Brendan. In the meanwhile, man, until I get somebody out here, man, do me a favor. I'm not going to handcuff you, but I'm going to have you sit in the back of my car, all right?
All right.
Do you have anything on you, man? Any weapons or anything? Okay.
Keys and wallet.
That's fine. Just have a seat, all right?
All right.
Try to get everything cleared up, man. Just have a seat. What's that?
Can you talk to me real quick?
Yeah, give me 1 second. What's up, man?
All right. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. I'm not a cop.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just going to be
Where'd you get that badge from?
I bought it offline.
Okay. Do me a favor, stay in here, okay? For a second.
Just like that, Brendan admitted he was impersonating a law enforcement officer. It's likely he realized the officer was completing a thorough investigation and simply not taking his word. Next, a police sergeant arrives on scene.
So he's not a BCSO employee at all?
No. But we're going to have BCSO come out anyways, just because he's impersonating a BCSO, and he looked like a BCSO badge.
Do you have him detained now?
Yeah, he's in the back of my car.
Okay.
Just because, I don't know who you are. You don't have anything other than a badge. You didn't even have an ID on it. So, yeah, it was just really weird.
Yeah, definitely.
If you want to come with me, we're going to handcuff him. Because right now he's not handcuffed. I just had him set in the car.
Okay.
Hey, Brendan, step out of the vehicle for a second, man. Okay, face the vehicle. At this point right now, you are being under arrest. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and have a seat. And give me a moment, and then we're going to talk a little bit more, okay?
Alright.
The teen is handcuffed and placed in the back of a police cruiser. The officers recount how weird it is to see an individual impersonating an officer, as it's not something they've likely had to deal with. Next, the officers call out another supervisor from the department the individual is impersonating.
To look at your badge, would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
You got this online?
It was at one point my father's.
Here we see Mr. Wazinski's story switch up, previously stating he had bought the badge online, now claiming it was his father's. He likely said this in hopes the officers would show some sympathy, but this is obviously not going to happen.
Do you mind if I call my wife and tell her I'm not coming home tonight?
It's going to be a decision these gentlemen make. If you'll hang tight.
Yeah, give us a little bit, alright,
okay?
mate?
All right, Brandon, I'm just going to put on the seatbelt, okay? So I need you to lean back a little bit. Thank you.
Can I please call my wife?
I'll give you, when we get to the substation, we'll give her a call, okay?
Brendan begins to cry, showing his lack of emotional maturity and stability. He begs the officer to let him call his wife, but this is to no avail. A crying Wazinski is then taken into custody and driven to the station. The suspect is then Mirandized, and what he says in the interview is shocking.
Well, let's start from the beginning. So what happened tonight?
Well, you just want...
Just tell me from the beginning what happened before I approached you.
I was going to work. I caught this guy flying down the highway at 120.
Mm-hmm. Where do you work at?
I work at Albuquerque Courtesy and Parking.
Courtesy and Parking?
Mm-hmm.
Is that for the city or who does that for?
It's a security company.
Here, we see Brendan admit he does not work for the city, but in private security. Security tends to be a job failed officers have, making it common for police impersonators, as it allows them to have authoritative aspect of policing without the community involvement. They feel a sense of recognition as they can exert control over others.
How do you know how fast the other car was going?
Trailed behind him.
Okay. And then what happened when you saw him going that fast?
Flashed my lights, pulled him over.
Okay.
And then that's about the time that you got there.
Okay. The lights, were they in your car or personal car or company car?
My car.
Your personal car?
Yes.
Okay. Who installed the lights in your car?
I did.
You did? Okay. And when I peeked into your car, I also saw that you had some sort of radio. Is that yours too?
The fact he installed lighting prior to stopping someone shows his actions were premeditated. Also, most people wouldn't install emergency lighting without the intention of using it.
Okay. And then when I made contact with you, I noticed you had a badge. Where'd you get that badge from?
It belonged to my dad.
It belongs to your dad? When was
Well,
he?
it did.
It did? Is he still around, or did he pass away?
Well, he was killed.
Oh, he was killed, okay. When was he killed?
About 5-6 years ago.
Okay. When did he leave the department?
He didn't leave. He was killed in line of duty.
Oh, was he now? Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
Here, Mr. Wazinski claims his father was killed in the line of duty at the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office, which is interesting, as we could not find any records to suggest an individual with the surname Wazinski was killed on duty. And of the deputies which passed away, only one was found to have been killed from gunfire. With a plausible time frame, however, he had no children. This suggests Brendan is a pathological liar. Pathological liars tend to form pseudo-identities created lie after lie. Eventually, they end up believing their own lies because they're just that invested and cannot break out without any consequences. Meaning, In Brendan's mind, he's actually a deputy sheriff for 3 years whose father died on duty.
Okay, what did the driver say to you?
He said he was something about his sister in the hospital, and that he was trying to get there. I told him it's not worth killing someone over.
Do you have any weapons in your vehicle?
There's a handgun in a locked case under the seat.
Okay. Is there anything inside the vehicle that we should know about?
The glove box, I think I have a set of handcuffs and some extra ammunition for the handgun.
And just like that, Wazinski was taken to jail. Wazinski pled no contest to one count of impersonating a police officer and was sentenced to a year probation. Since then, Mr. Wazinski has had a child. Let's hope for the kid's sake he's ditched the law enforcement dreams and focused on fathering. If you enjoyed this video, we know you'll enjoy the video on screen. Don't forget to subscribe.